Good evening, residents of Los Santos. You are here with Ant Hollow with Life Invader, and with me today I have Shabah, ex-NG General, along with Layla, who is his deputy, Anis, who is his colonel, and Waleed, who is Major of Military Police. And just to get straight into it, tell us why you got dismissed as General of NG.
In one of the days, uh, I had a call in the department radio saying that you have to come down to the capital. And once I came down to it, I see one of the undercover FIB agents arresting one of my good soldiers. He was also high command. He was arresting him for corruption, and we had a bit of arguing, like we was arguing about it. Why are you arresting him? How do you know he's corrupted? Do you have any evidences? He denied to show me any evidences, and he was very disrespectful, as you can see in the body cam clip that I will show you right now.
You're not
What are
letting
you
me
talking
fire
about?
him. You're not letting me fire
What
him.
are you trying to do now?
We told you to fire him 10 times. Why is he walking away?
Yes,
We told you to fire 10 times. We told you to fire 10 times and you said no. That's why I
Move,
left the
move,
table.
move,
Yes,
move,
go inside and
move.
fire. Move.
The guy in the
Okay,
white.
so somebody put him in cuffs and bring him out of the DLC.
Alright,
Get this
Guy
guy
in
out
the
of
white.
here.
handcuffs.
Move.
I'm gonna
Placing me in cuffs.
I'm gonna grab you by
Place
the
me in
arms.
cuffs.
Yes.
I need to fire
I'll
him.
waiver his immunity. I'll waiver his immunity as well.
I need to fire him.
You go for the general.
You're the one waiting more, not us.
Cuffing a general. Cuffing a general.
You're
Cuffing a general.
You are no longer under immunity.
I need to fire
Verlice,
him.
you
I
can
need to fire him.
control afterwards.
Abdul needs
Sir,
to
I'm gonna
fire him.
put you back in handcuffs.
You can't
I
fire him.
need to fire him. I need to fire him.
Let
You
Abdul
had plenty of
himself.
time.
I need to
I'm
fire
gonna put
him.
you back in handcuffs.
You
I'm
had
gonna track
plenty
you
of
again.
time.
And I'm gonna put you in handcuffs as well, sir. Okay, for corruption.
Me? What the fuck?
Okay, I'm gonna grab you by the arm. You
I
gonna
have
come with me?
corruption for
Yes.
what? I didn't do anything. Yo, what?
POC, behave. You cannot cuff anyone like that.
FIB, the guy with the balaclava.
These two,
They're just listening. What the fuck? I'm corruption.
Okay, so the first one kept opening the cell and trying to get
And
the other
this
guy
guy's
out, and
releasing
then
Medium job, easier.
Nona
Yeah,
put
I'm
him in
corruption. Yeah,
cuffs,
yeah.
and then the
Where-
other
where- I
guy.
need a lawyer. Where is your proof? No, he said I'm corruption. I need a proof. What the heck?
Okay, everybody that doesn't work at DLC, please leave the area now. Everybody process, get out of the area. Take it outside, take it outside.
guy-
Every single person
guy
that's
to
not
Moscow.
DLC needs to leave the area.
Yo,
Take it outside. Okay, so yeah, have it go. You can release him now. It was just for the simple fact that he kept trying to get his boy up.
Cuffing a general. Nice.
Yes, get out of here. I can
Nice.
get my identification if you like.
Put your identification, you know where.
Exactly.
Give it a second.
Okay, so I'll be opening up a case file against him.
I can't understand.
It's not the first time I had issues with this guy already.
As you see from the body cam that I have sent you, the guy who was arresting my soldier was a high command. He's saying that he's corrupt. I feel bad for that, and why is he calling my soldiers for corrupted? This is not a way to talk. So I went to him. I told him, listen to me, please talk respectfully. He refused to do that, and I also asked him for evidences. He refused also to show me evidences of the corruption that he's saying. That he's saying that NG is corrupt, and this was not true. Then he kept being disrespectful, and I was being more mad about it. And until he says you can't do anything about it, I become very mad. And what I did is threatening him. I told him, "You won't make the way up to DOC to arrest my NG soldier." What he does is calling for FIB backup to Capital. He called for backup and I called for backup on DOC. I called the whole NG there. The whole base was cleared and went to the DOC. Once that happened, DOC officers started to come to show up. LSPD started to show up, SHP started to show up. They was trying to figure a way to make us calm down, but already I have been mad and rage. So what I do is tell my soldiers to block the way. FIB had about maybe 10 to 15 agents, and what I did is double that. I got about 35 people in DOC, so I can show them who National Guard is, that we do everything for them. And he continued to try to arrest me, and there was the Attorney General, which was Hector Blue. He gave them the order to put me in cuffs in DOC, and I'm the general. My soldiers, once they saw this, they started to be mad. What they did is they pulled out the guns. They was ready. If they tried to do something to harm me, they would open fire immediately to protect me. But after that, there was a USS director, his name is Boris, and he gave them the order to remove my cuffs. Once they removed it, I took my agents. We went out of the DOC. Was trying to talk, but DOC officers didn't let us talk, and they told us to leave. After that, with about 2 hours, I get information that there have been a case file against NG for the reason or the title corruption. I was pissed about it. I went to the governor. The governor told me I will help you with that. The governor called for a lawyer, and I showed the lawyer the proof of the thing that happened, and there was a case file made against the agent V Ventinia. And once we was ready for that, we see that Hector Blue, the attorney general, is not here on that day where the court was. He wasn't there, so it got delayed for another day. And there is a problem in DOG, which is in 7 days. If you didn't get the evidences and there was no court, you cannot do anything about that anymore, as Hector Blue said in his interview. And I got the same problem. The DOG went for a vacation, and Hector Blue was not there, and both case files was dismissed and shut down, and the case file against me was already shown, and once everyone knew about it, I got dismissed as NG general.
Wow, that's a beefy story. So it all started with Hector Blue putting you in handcuffs, right?
Yes.
Okay.
After me having the beef with Hector Blue, with some days, I saw him at the Capitol, and I told him about everything that happened, and he was telling me that it's not his fault, and that they had the problems with the case files and some things like that. But all got sorted, and we don't have any problem with him, like with the Hector Blue. Neither me or Verlice team that have been with me.
Okay. Well, let's switch gears and talk to me about how you became general, like from the very beginning.
From the very beginning. That's a long story.
You can give me the short version.
I'm gonna give you the short version. I started as a patrolman in LSPD. I started at with the chief Jacques Wolf. He was one of the best chiefs I have ever seen. Well, I started there, growing up to assistant chief, which is a high command. I was there a high command. Then I switched to SHP, highway patrol, and there I become a CID, a detective. And I like that work, to investigate people, to know how this happened. It's a lot of work, but I liked it. And I got an offer by FIB to be with them as a double O agent. Double O agent basically is a undercover agent that also works with undercover things.
When you were in NG, I heard that you had a pretty big army. How did you get so many people in NG?
I wake up in a day. Leila Verlice was the colonel at that time. I made her the deputy since she knows very much about everything in NG and how to control and train people. I started with 3 people only. With me, 4. We started our way trying to get people into NG. It was a bit hard. It was hard to train people. We didn't know very much how to do everything after Kazuto, but we figured out a new way, a Verlice way. We contacted one of the biggest families in the city, Hormachi. We contacted the family leader, as they say, Mohsen. His name is Mohsen. I told him, listen to me. Why don't you make your family join the army and they can get good money from it, and they will train. We will train them and do everything for them. He accepted my offer, and in that night we had about 100 people here in NG base in this spot where we are sitting at the moment. We started to put their registrations, what their name is, how tall they are, yeah, and everything. We started to train them, and it was very good thing to do. And we got a big army, very big army. Until that, we got also another family, Punch Royalty, that joined us, and that's the way how we got this big army.
Great. Thank you for that. That's really all the questions that I have. Did you or anybody else with you had anything they wanted to add before we wrap it up?
I don't know. Do you want to say anything, Layla?
I
I don't
mean,
think so.
I mean the best like general, because I was in NG for like 5 or 6 years, and I tried like 3 generals on NG, and the best like NG leader was like Shabah, and he knew how to control things, intense situations, things like that, you know. So I had a lot of fun on Shabah like term, you know. It was a lot of fun.
I think that's it. We have nothing to say anymore.
Okay.
Great. Well, hey everybody, thanks for joining us. We are here on the NG base lawn. You heard it here first with Life Invader. I'm Ant Hollow. Stay tuned for the next story.